So, welcome everybody to VYB. This week, we have been spending a lot of time just introducing you to some of the educators that are inside of our VYB Vault. For those of you who are brand new, go ahead and type new in the chat. If you're brand new, we do have some videos on our official VYB YouTube channel, and you can check out those short 3 to 5 to 8 to 10-minute videos so you can catch yourself up to speed. I am your VP of Sales and co-owner, along with Reagan Lynch and Andre Russell, who are also owners inside of VYB. Also, you hear a lot from Tony Marek, who is our COO. And you may hear from Javian from time to time, who is part of our corporate partner team as well. We don't have staff. Nobody works for us. We all work as a collective group. So real quick, guys, write this down. VYB is an ecosystem. VYB stands for Visualize Your Breakthrough. It's time to stop just surviving. It's time to start thriving. So VYB was a thought many, many years ago, and now has come together in 2025 to, I believe, be one of the most unique, interestingly unique platforms on the planet. What we've done is we've taken all of our partnerships, our relationships. We have looked at the 4 pillars of success, which is education. You will not get far without education, and you will not get far without applied education. So we have a lot of different opportunities for you guys to get educated on Forex, crypto, sports betting, personal development, AI. Also, we have a professional course called the Year of Self that is grounded and rooted in the Word, right? So we're excited about our education. We also have business solutions as well. And with our business solutions, we've done something different. We allow you to market your business to our ecosystem. We say our because there's no gatekeeping around here. We want to see your personal tax business, photography business, cookie company, whatever it is that you choose to do. We want to see your business grow, and we want to have a hand in that. So we provide you with business solutions. Maybe you need a website. Maybe you need CRMs. Maybe you need branding. Maybe you need customers and clients and a spotlight on your business. We do that over here. But also with your business, maybe you just have an idea. Well, we can take you from step 1 to step done and help you take your idea and turn it into a real sustainable business. So we do that over here as well. We also focus on fitness and health because without your health, nothing matters, right? You can have all the money in the world, but as soon as your health starts to fade, nothing else matters on the planet except getting well. So a lot of times people wait too long and they allow all types of stress and dis-ease to set in, and then before you know it, nothing works for you. So we actually have a fitness program that is very similar to like a beach body, and we are bringing on different fitness educators to come over here and show us how to keep our bodies fit while our minds and our pockets stay intact. So we're excited about that. So if you know anybody out there that is into fitness and health, they could create courses over here inside of our ecosystem. Maybe you are focused on community. You're a non-techie person, but you have some skills that you want to share with the world. You can do that over here with VYB. We also have a community where you can connect with people who are like you or not like you inside of our ecosystem. It's all virtual. So we're in 160 countries right now. We're excited to say that we are getting ready to move out of pre-launch. Pre-launch is getting ready to end. We are getting ready to roll out a brand new flexible, simple payment system for all of you guys in the next day or two. And the great thing about that is that we are a global opportunity. The great thing also is that we have a referral program where you can actually sell our products, use our products, or you can become a VYB partner. And that VYB partnership allows you to make income on all of our products, including our memberships in a 3x10 unlimited legacy network. I know I've said a mouthful, guys, but cha-ching, put some dollar signs in the chat. We do have an opportunity for you to grow with the company. This is a grassroots opportunity. So every opportunity that Vibe has, you have that same opportunity to grow your pockets, to grow your spirituality, to grow your finances, and to just really grow as an individual. Now, I'm going to get out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, because all this week we have been exposing you to the best of the best, and you guys got a chance to listen on Tuesday to Coach Barnaby, who has been in crypto for over 33 years, is soon to be, one of the hottest things in the crypto DeFi space. You got a chance to listen to Miss Tiila Kidd, who's an educator over here. Her entire family is in the crypto NFT space, and they've done very, very well. On Wednesday, you got a chance to hear from Ty and Devin, who, you know, work their way up, just like many of us are trying to work their way into 800 credit scores, business solutions. And I'm just excited because Wealth Wave Wednesday was phenomenal. And then on Thursday, you guys should all know that it's not about how much money you make, it's how much you keep. And in order to keep money, you have to have your mental right. So we brought on Jason, Rachel, and Justin to tap in to our hearts first and foremost, and let us know that it all starts with self. Everybody type the word self in the chat. It all starts with self. So we were excited about Thursday, but even more excited about Forex Focus Friday. Now, for many of you guys, you've heard about the foreign exchange market and you thought that it wasn't for you. But listen, it's a $7 trillion market. If you don't want to trade Forex, you better know about it because that's where our money is. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we have a partnership with a company called Omni, and I'm going to get out of the way and bring up one of the best, I believe, traders on the planet. I stalked him back in 2019 and manifested him into my life. I got an opportunity to sit at his you know sit at his side and watch him work all over the country. He then introduced me to one of his partners, who's one of the top app developers in the country. And guess what? It is now a partnership with Vibe. So I'm going to get out of the way and bring up none other than Mr. Courtney Logan Esquire. Are you out there, sir?
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, and I am so very excited with my notebook, ready to learn.
Good, good. Good evening. Now I can say good evening because this morning I said good evening. I guess I was thinking about this call. I'm super excited to be here. Really quick before I talk about who I am and what I'm here to talk about. How many of you were on the 12 o'clock call or the one o'clock Eastern call? Type a one in the chat if you were with me on the 1 o'clock call. Oh, make sure you guys click on everybody. We'll leave the chat open for now. Until we have to close it because I want everybody to see everybody for now. So make sure you guys are clicking on everybody. If we got to close it, we'll close it. But for now, seems like we got some friendlies. Okay, perfect. If you were not on that call, I want you to go ahead and type a number 5 in the chat for me really quick. Just type a number 5 in the chat. Your first time to the call. Somebody said, hey, come check this thing out. You have no idea. You have no idea what we're talking about. And that's okay. Okay, number 5 in the chat. Perfect. Good, good, good. All right, that lets me know that you can hear me, you can see me, and your fingers work because this is going to be a working meeting tonight. Now, my name is Courtney Logan. My background is actually in the practice of law. I was a prosecutor. I've been a city manager. I've worked for the United States Attorney's Office. I've worked for a federal judge. My last job that I ever worked, I was a vice president and chief legal officer for a military and law enforcement technology company. And that's when I actually stumbled into trading. And when I say stumbled, I mean somebody convinced me to come to a call like this. I saw some number five people. I'm sure somebody called you, somebody texted you. They say, "Hey man, you should," or "Hey girl, you should hop on the call." Did that happen to you? Let me know in the chat. Did somebody reach out to you and say, "Hey, look, you should come look at this stuff, or you should check this out, or I got something really, really cool to share with you." Did that happen to you? Let me know in the chat really quick. Because that's what happened to me. And when it happened to me, I was making $250,000 a year. I had a housing allowance. I had a car allowance. I had a small family. Me and my wife had just started our family, and I told them what you did not tell them. I told them to go away. See, you showed up to the call. I actually told them to go away. I told them to leave me alone. But gratefully, right, my friend was relentless, and he kept reaching out to me, and eventually I said, "Well, I'll take a look at it." All right, I'll take a look at it. Um, Even though I reluctantly said yes, because I reluctantly said yes, the information transformed my entire life. Now, I'm gonna put a pin right there for a second because I promised my business partner that I would not talk a long time before before I got into teaching. I'm going to do some teaching tonight. All right. I'm going to extend on what I did earlier today. If that is that okay, everybody? Is that okay? I'm going to do some teaching tonight because I truly want you to understand the value of this market, but it's hard for you to understand the value of this market if you don't know what it is. If you don't know what it is. But before I do that, before I jump into my credentials and tell you this long story of how I got here and how you can get there, I want to bring up somebody who's very close and very special to me. Me and him have been working together now for almost 4 years on the technology that you're going to see tonight. That technology is called Omni. Everybody type Omni in the chat. It's called Omni. Omni is literally the brainchild of my business partner Steve Mata. And what Steve did was he looked into the market and he looked at all of the trading education we were doing. He looked at all of the trading technology that he had created before, and he found gaps. He found gaps. And what he said was, "Hey, Courtney, what if we could actually plug some of these holes and make it a little bit more simpler for people to get into markets?" People like my mom. Like my mom didn't want to learn. Like God rest her soul, she didn't want to learn. My grandma, she didn't want to learn. They didn't want to learn. All they said was, "Hey man, if you find a way that could work for me, I'll be interested in it." Well, Steve has created such a technology, and the technology itself is very powerful and is going to revolutionize everything in this trading space. So I'm gonna let him show the technology, then I'll explain to you, especially for my new people that are new on the call tonight. I'm gonna explain to you why it's so important. But with that being said, let me bring up my business partner, the CEO and founder and my co-founder of Omni, Mr. Stephen Mata. Steve, are you there?
Hey everybody, yes, Courtney, I'm here. It's an absolute pleasure to be on with you all. You know what? I'm super excited to show you what we've worked on so hard, over the past several years. As Courtney was saying, it's been roughly 4 years in development building the software, and I am so excited for us to be partnering with Vibe to bring this technology to the masses. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna share my screen and I'm just gonna jump into it. I'm gonna show you exactly what it is we built. Okay. So let me go ahead and do that just now. Let me share my screen. Let me start the broadcast. Okay. Courtney, I can't see the chat. Can you let me know if you can see my screen?
Yes, sir, we
I
can.
We can see it.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you guys. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So, guys, right there on my phone, we can see the Omni application adjacent to the Robinhood mobile app. So, what is Omni? Right? What is the software that we spent so much time and energy building? Omni is a smart, compliant trading platform where you don't trade alone. Okay. Let me repeat that for you guys. Omni is a smart and compliant, and we'll touch base again on what we mean by compliant, but that's a big part of what we're doing here. Compliant trading platform where you no longer have to trade alone. And we help everyday people participate in the greater financial markets without needing to be, expert. And it only takes a few moments to get set up. So now let me show you exactly what that means. Okay, so here we are. So we're inside the Omni application. So what problem are we solving here? Well, prior to Omni, if you wanted to participate in the Forex market, right? If you wanted to trade currencies, indices, commodities, you'd have to go one of a few different paths. One, you'd have to go through a massive amount of education, which can take a lot of time, right? Most people, it takes several months, if not years, to actually become an expert and start really earning a sustainable living from trading. That's one direction. There's nothing wrong with that, right? There's plenty of great people out there making significant amounts of money in the market, right? That's one direction. Okay. Another direction is, okay, you participate in some sort of chat where you get trade recommendations, right? You pay some sort of subscription, and then you get sent out these recommendations, and hopefully you get the recommendations, right? Hopefully you're not in the middle of a meeting such as the one we're in right now, right, where you can actually take the trade. But again, the problem with these two paths is, for the average person, we live busy lives, right? We have families, we have jobs, right? We have commitments that we have to tend to. So what if I told you there was an easier way? And that's where Omni comes into play. With Omni, we've created this platform where we make it easy for you to interact and connect with our expert traders and algorithms, where your account will in real time mirror everything that these master accounts are doing. So now let's kind of go down the list of features here so you can really understand the value. So when you first join Omni, you're going to be able to connect your broker of choice. You can see down here, I have my broker account. And the way you connect is very simple. You simply create a new connection. You select if you're going to do a live or a demo account. And then from there, you find your broker. Okay, let me find, here we go. Pick the server and simply put in your login number and trader password that was provided by your broker. So the beauty of this feature and how this works is, this is not like a PAM or any sort of traditional, copy trading account where the money has to be pulled into one source. This is special because this means the money never leaves your account. By connecting your broker account to Omni, you're always in control. The money always stays in your account, so you don't have to worry about it going anywhere else. It stays with you at all times. Okay. So, and one of the things I want to tell you, a little quick sneak preview of a feature we have coming out, is we're going to make this even faster, where you can actually connect your broker account with AI. So you can take a screenshot of your broker account credentials, and then boom, in one step, it'll connect for you. All right. So now that we've talked about that first step, which is connecting your broker account, the next step is you can also set your risk. You can come in and you can determine, hey, how much of my account do I want to risk per trade? You can do that as a percentage. You can do that as a lot size. For those of you new to trading, you may not know what a lot size is. That's why you go through the education. And I highly, support you guys going through the education before you really dive deep into, Omni, right? Again, education is very important. But again, you choose this. You set how much risk you want to have. And in addition to setting your risk on a per trade basis, you also have the ability to use a feature we call Safeguard. So what is Safeguard? Safeguard is our built-in equity protection. In other words, you determine how much of your account as a whole, again, not per trade, this is your account as a whole, that you want to have at risk. Okay. So you can see here on my screen, I have it at, let's say 30%. Now, what this means is that no more than that amount of money at my account is at jeopardy for being lost. We have heard too many horror stories of people joining these trading communities, joining these brokers, doing all these things, and they wake up the next morning, and then like that, the money's gone, right? They wake up the next morning, it's gone. Where the heck did it go? We built this feature so that you can go to sleep and wake up the next morning knowing that the risk you set your risk appetite, that's all that's up, that's all that is available to be lost. That's it. Okay. We never put more at risk than what you're comfortable with. And that's why this was built. Okay. That's safeguard. Now, finally, the next thing that we have available to you is we give you the ability to connect the strategies that you want to connect to. So, in partnership with Vibe, there's going to be a series of strategies that you can browse and connect to. So, what is a strategy? A strategy in layman's terms is simply a master account, which can be run by a trader or some sort of algorithm. It doesn't matter, but it is a master account where trades are being called that you can connect to and have your account mirror that activity as well in real time. And the beauty of the software is there's no complicated process to connect to these master accounts. There's no additional software you have to download. There's no lengthy tutorials, right? Nothing complicated whatsoever. You literally tap a big giant button on the screen that says add. You guys see that right there? Let me tap on that. And boom, that is added to my account. Again, one simple step, no additional software, no lengthy onboarding process. You just tap add. And just as simple as it is to add a strategy to your account, it's equally as simple to remove one. So if I want to remove it, I just simply tap remove and boom, it's off my account. That's simple, guys. Now, with that being said, the strategies that you do elect to attach to your account, again, whatever those strategies do in real time, place a trade, close a trade, modify a trade, doesn't matter. Your account will mirror that in real time. And and again, it's a beautiful thing, and I'm excited for you guys to try it out. Okay. So, but the one thing I do want to address as well is again, if you weren't able to pick it up, this is full automation. So I want to kind of circle back to something I said earlier, which is the compliance component. Okay. So I'll be very transparent with you guys. Compliance is not permitted everywhere. It's permitted in a good number of jurisdictions, but there are some jurisdictions where they require manual authorization. What does manual authorization mean? It means that you, the end user, have to approve every single trade in order for that trade to place in your account, which is fine, right? That's fine. So, with that being said, we wanted to make sure that we were global and available to everyone everywhere, irrespective of whatever jurisdiction they're in. So, in order to do that, we added built in KYC. What is KYC? KYC stands for Know Your Customer, which allows us to verify what jurisdiction you are in. And then we tailor the experience in the app based on what is legal in your jurisdiction and what makes you compliant and what makes us compliant to work together. Now, for those who are in a jurisdiction that requires manual authorization, you will gain access to a feature that we call Launchpad. Now, let me show you. I have a video recorded, guys, and I'll show you how Launchpad works. So let's take a look here. All right, there should be a video in front of you right now. Let's play it. Okay, so you can see now at the bottom of the screen, it says you have 3 trades available. If we tap on that, boom, it exposes the Launchpad. And here you can see the trades that were sent out. And now if I want to take a trade, I simply swipe up to launch that trade. Okay, now what happens is that trade is now placed on my account. So that's the difference. For those who are in jurisdictions where you have full automation, the trade just posts. And for others where you're in jurisdictions that requires manual approval, you'll use the Launchpad. But again, that means we're global and we can accommodate you no matter where you're at. And you can see here in the rest of the video, I'm launching the rest of the trades and they're posting to my account. All right, guys. And that is the Launchpad. All right, everybody. That is Omni. And this is trading for everyone. You know, we're excited for you guys to try this out. The app is live in the App Store and our partnership with Vibe is going live here very soon. Thank you so much for your time. And I'll go ahead and kick this back to our hosts. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Steve, and the incredible work you've done on this. Steve didn't. Steve's a very modest person. Steve has built apps that literally have made to the top of the world in the App Store, and I believe this is going to be one of those as well. So if you could, just give Steve a virtual round of applause by typing some dollar signs in the chat for me really quick. Type some dollar signs in the chat really quick. Steve, I really appreciate you, man. Thank you for getting on and showing Omni. I appreciate you. I believe that Omni is revolutionary technology. I serve as the chief operating officer for Omni. I have been in the Forex space for some time now, and I've seen a lot. And really quick in the chat, how long have you been trading? Let me check the temperature of the room really quick. If you've just started, you're brand new, type of 0. For everybody else, I just want to know how many years you've been trading. Let me see where you are. 8 and 9, I saw that. Saw the 4. I see 3. How long have you been trading? How long have you been trading? Okay, perfect. 4. I saw 4 blimp across the screen too, on and off. I caught it. 5 months, still learning. Love it. Okay, a lot of zeros. A lot of zeros. Okay, so for my more seasoned people, if you would oblige me, I want to take just a little bit of time. We're gonna put a pin in what Steve just showed you, and we're gonna end talking about how it could be beneficial to you, but but it can't be beneficial to you if you don't understand the context around it. Do you agree with that? Yes or no? Like what is this Forex thing anyway? Why would I do it? Why would it make sense to me? Well, I had the same question when I was working that legal job. And when I did say yes, I stumbled into this information. I figured out that there was a $7 trillion, a $6.6 trillion market then, a $7 trillion liquid market all around me that I did not know about. Now for me, it wasn't about the money for me when I first started. I was just fascinated, and I could not understand how this market could be so big and I don't know about it. That baffled me. Show of hands, really quick, type of 1 in the chat. How many of you have heard of the New York Stock Exchange? 1 in the chat. How many of you have heard of the New York Stock Exchange? Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, me too. I was like, wait a minute. Every time I turn on TV, they're talking about that one. They're talking about how many of you have heard of the NASDAQ? Type a 2 in the chat. You heard of the NASDAQ before. You heard of the NASDAQ. Type a 2 in the chat. Yeah, me too. Me too. And I was like, okay, well, that was interesting to me because when I looked at how much cumulative volume all of the stock markets do collectively, it's not even a blip on the screen of what the foreign exchange market does. I need you to sit with this for a second because I got another question in a second. The stock market does 22.4 billion a day. The Tokyo Stock Exchange does 18.5 billion dollars a day. The London Stock Exchange does 7.2 billion dollars a day. Would it be? And I agree, and I think you agree, that's a ton of money. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. 6.6 trillion with a T? How sway? How in the world? I'm this professional attorney. I had all of these jobs. I had made it. I basically climbed the corporate ladder. They almost made me a judge. They almost made me a judge, and I said no. And I couldn't figure out how I didn't know about this when everybody else knew about this. And I'm not talking about you because you zero people. It's brand new to you. It was brand new to me too some time ago. But what I figured out was it wasn't a secret to the people that knew. Paradox. The banks definitely know about it. They keep getting in trouble about it. they keep manipulating the market. They spike the market. They do insider trading. They've known about this, and then it hit me. Well, maybe it's intentional I don't know about this. Maybe there's a reason I don't know about this. Maybe they don't want me to know about this. Maybe the little black kid from East St. Louis, Illinois, maybe they don't want, maybe that's some information they want to keep for themselves. I had to wonder because I couldn't imagine it being so big and so large all around me. And I don't know. How don't you know? If it's not intentional, how don't you know? Who am I? Who, and why should you listen? I'm gonna give you a reason to hang up real quick before I go any deeper because I got a lot to cover tonight. Who am I? I'm a guy that saw information that potentially could change my life. I watched somebody make $30,000 in 30 minutes sitting in a hot tub, and he only had a high school diploma. And I was a lawyer, a corporate attorney, vice president, chief legal officer, making $250,000 a year, thinking I had made it in life, and I was doing fine. And I watched him make $30,000 in 30 minutes, and that changed everything for me. And it wasn't because I thought that I could make $30,000 in 30 minutes. That wasn't it. It was the simple possibility that somebody somewhere took their cell phone and made $30,000 in 30 minutes. I don't know about you, but I had to go figure that out. I had to go figure that. I'm sorry. If I can make $100 in 30 minutes, if I can make $20 in 30 minutes, if I can make $5 in 30 from my phone, I needed to go see what was up. I hope it's okay that we be real tonight. Like I was gonna put on a suit. I was gonna put on the tie for y'all, and I Megan told me there was a family call, and I don't work for y'all. I got my own company. It's gonna have $1 billion. I'm just gonna have $1 billion valuation. I'm here to help you tonight. I do want to help you because you could look at this the wrong way, and so I'm gonna help you look at this the right way. So for me, I figured it had to be intentional. So I said, you know what? I'm going to dig in. I'm going to learn this information. I'm going to figure it out. And I bumped my head. I bought stuff. I bumped my head. I bought a whole lot of stuff I didn't need. I learned a lot of people I didn't learn nothing from until I found myself into some professional programs. My first program was in London. I had my first license from the London Institute of Banking and Financing for market and trade analysis. That was my first license. My second license was a Series 34 through FINRA. My third license was a Series 3 through FINRA. My fourth designation is that I'm a commodity trade advisor, licensed by the CFTC. You can go look me up. I'm searchable and I'm not hard to find. There are less than 1,400 commodity trading advisors in the entire United States. I'm blessed to be one of them. Omni as a company is licensed as a commodity trade advisor itself, by itself, outside of me. I'm happy as one of the 1,400. What does that mean? Does it mean I know everything? No, I don't. Does it mean I'm the best trader in the world? I know Megan might say it, but I don't believe that. Because I don't have to be. What we're looking for in life, you tell me if this is true or not. What we're looking for in life is results. Everybody type results in the chat. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if you're an esthetician. I don't care if you're a firefighter, police officer. I don't care if you're an electrician. I don't care if you're a business owner. I don't care if you're a VP, a supervisor. What we're looking for in our lives for us and our family is results. So I ain't got to beat myself on my chest. I know my results. My fruits speak for me. I'm not here to sell you anything. I promise if I was here to sell you something, I got on for 10 minutes, I'd have hopped off. I'm here to expose you to something that potentially could help your life. Potentially. Ain't no promises and guarantees. I want to talk about this market in a way that's plain and simple that makes sense because that's how I learn. I don't know how you learn. That's how I learn. And I'm going to start, I'm going to skip around a little bit because I'm not going through the lecture, but I want to show you a couple things that I think can help you understand what this is. And I want to pull this up real quick. Let me pull this up. Can everybody see my screen? You see a guy with a mask on? I think I know that guy. Everybody see the guy with the screen? All right, cool. With the mask on. That was during COVID. Okay? It was during COVID. Now, Now, let me ask you a question really quick before I look at this. Let me ask you a question. Let me go to TradingView. And again, I don't have no script, so y'all just gonna have to ride with me. All right. I hope y'all good with that. Y'all just gonna have to, you're gonna have to roll with me tonight. I ain't got no script. I ain't got no I'm just rolling. So you gotta ride. All my new people, really quick. If I asked you, if I said, hey, you're gonna have to do something with this. Whatever that is, you're gonna have to do what is the first when you look at this, new people, all my zero people, when you look at this, what's the emotion that you have? Like when you look at it, you feel what? Like, what do you feel? Like, tell me what you feel in the chat real quick. What does it mean to you? What is it? What is it? Like when you see it for the first time, it's like, what? Overwhelmed? What else? Hilarious? Overwhelmed? What is it? Confused? Like, what is it? What the hell? Somebody say, what the hell? What is that? Like, I felt all of that when I started. I feel your pain. And I think the mistake that most people make when educating new people is they want to start with this. And people be like, you know what? I can't do that. I'm not going to be able. Anybody feel that way right now? When you're looking at this, if you're looking at this right now, forget what Steve told you. If you look at this, you're like, I can't, you know what? Hey, I stumbled into the wrong place. That's never going to be for me. Like I'm not, whatever that is. And if I got to do something with that, it's never going to happen for me. Okay. I understand. Here is, before I show you what I'm about to show you, here is what I want you to understand. I want you to take this note down because this will apply to your life. Just because it's new does not mean it's hard. I want somebody to type that for me. I want you to write that down in your notes. Just because something is new does not mean it's hard. Just because it's new does not mean it's hard. Guess what it means? It means it's new. It just means it's new. It's something you've never seen before. But our gut instinct pushes us to run away from stuff that's new because we assume because it's new, it's hard. What if the new thing in your life could be the best thing in your life? What if the new things that's coming into your life could be the best things that ever happened to your life, but you ran away from it because it was new? And you doubted yourself before you even gave yourself a chance. Walk with me for a second. Let's go back to the other screen. Because I'm going to show you what I just told you is true. Just because it's what I said just because it's new doesn't mean it's hard. So let's go back. I'm going to share the other screen. Let's go back. Let's go back to where we were with the guy in the mask. Go back and talk about the guy in the mask. Everybody see my screen? Everybody see the guy in the mask? How many of you have been out the country before? How many of you have been out the country before? Like you've been to, anywhere. Like you've been out the country. Tell me where you've been. Where are some of the places you've been before? Did you go to Mexico? Did you go to Europe? Did you go Ireland? Okay. Egypt, Mexico, where else? Germany, South Africa. Where'd you go? Okay, perfect. We've been all over the world together. Collectively, we've been all over the world. And like I know, when you go to those other parts of the world, right, they got their own money. Am I right about it? They got their own money. This is money from Dubai. It's dirhams from Dubai, right? And sometimes they'll take your US dollar. Sometimes they don't want it. they won't do nothing with it. They be like, what you gonna do with that? The same way when I try to spend this dirham at Dairy Queen, they look at me like I'm crazy. I actually pulled out a coin from Europe one time. I pulled out a coin from Europe and I handed it to her because I thought it was actually a dime, and she said we can't do nothing with that. So most of you have participated in the foreign exchange market without even knowing you have. You've done this before. You just didn't know exactly what you were doing. This is me at the airport in Atlanta. I'm at the airport in Atlanta. And what I did was I went up to the window and I said, hey, I want to get some foreign currency because I teach about foreign currency. She was like, what do you want? I say, give me a little bit of everything on the board. That's what I told her. Does everybody see my debit card in the slot in the window on the right? Her name was Deborah. Does everybody see that Deborah put my debit card in the little swat, the little portal thing to take my money? Everybody see that? Everybody see that? Okay. So what are we doing? What are we doing right here in this picture? What are we doing? I took my US dollars and I transferred it. I exchanged foreign currency. I exchanged my US dollar for foreign currencies. I sold one and bought one. Exchange. Everybody got that? Everybody with me? Everybody with me? I just like talking plain. I'm tired of people talking over my head, trying to make me feel like I'm stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm smart. You're smart. I exchanged. So she took my dollars, and if you see the arrow on the end, if you see the arrow on the end, that is a Japanese yen. So I took my US dollar and I exchanged it for Japanese yen. Well, there's an exchange rate in between the currencies. Everybody see the board in the middle. It says exchange rate. It's just a rate. It's the rate in which we're going to buy one and sell the other one. For this minute, you're going to get that. Does that make sense? Everybody with me still? Did I lose anybody? I'm going slow. I'm taking my sweet time. I'm taking my sweet time. You leave when you need to. I'm taking my time. For the people that want to learn, this is your call. Okay. There is a rate that dictates how much of one currency you're going to get when you exchange it from another. That's it. There's a rate in the middle. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does that make sense that there is a rate? How much you're going to get for one when you exchange for the, everybody got that? Okay, cool. So what if I told you this chart was nothing but what we just talked about? What if I told you all this chart is the exchange rate fluctuating the same way it does on this board? This number goes up and down all day long. This is the same number over here than it is on this board. Up and down, up and down, up and down all day. And there's candles that represents that movement. And these are the two currencies. Everybody see the Japanese yen here? I highlighted for you, JPY. What this chart says is how many dollars for every one US dollar I'm going to get 113 Japanese yen. Does everybody see that? Everybody see that? Or everybody see the 113 where it says Japanese yen on the base and quote currency, the quoted currencies? It's quoting me how much of that currency I'll get for one US dollar. Does everybody see that? Now, I gotta ask the question again. Then I have to. I gotta ask the question. Was that hard? Was that new? Was that new? Okay. So for many of you, we've proven it true that something can be new and not be hard. So let's answer the next question. Why is sometimes when we talking about this stuff, it seems so hard? Because you're listening to the wrong voices. You listen to the wrong people. I did it. Bro, listen, please listen. I did it. It was me first years ago. Way before you guys ever got on a call like this, there was a little guy like me sitting somewhere on these Zooms all through the night trying to figure out what the heck are they talking about? Because half of them didn't know what they were talking about. They didn't know. They were giving me their best, and it was not enough. It was just not enough. It was just not enough. I don't fault them for it. right? I did the work to go figure it out so I could become a person that teaches teachers. I teach teachers now at this point. Some of the educators involved, I've taught them. All right. Just because it's new does not mean it's hard. And you'll never cancel yourself ever again. I don't care how old you are, I don't care how young you are. You'll never cancel yourself on something new because you believe it's something you can't do. I submit to you, there is nothing under heaven that you cannot do. Nothing. I truly believe that. I truly believe with the right tutelage, with the right cultivation, with the right persistence, right? Because you got to do some work, right? There's nothing you cannot learn. There's nothing you cannot do unless you tell yourself you can't do it. And if I would have put that chart up and I would start doodling on that chart, half of y'all would have been gone a long time ago. So I want to go back a little bit. Everybody good? Everybody good? Everybody good? Look, I'm working tonight. I'm on call. We here. We here to do this thing together. I'm gonna go back. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Like I don't get to do this often, so when I do, I take my liberties. Okay, I'm gonna go back because what I want to do now is I want to do something a little different. And I teach differently than a lot of people. Okay, I do. Because the reason I teach differently is because when I started to learn how to do this, a lot of people would give me the how. Everybody type how in the chat. A lot of people would give me the how. And I'm going to explain exactly what that means. They would tell me, hey, when the line does this and the line does that, you do something. That's how. Or they'll say when it dropped below the cloud and it retouched the thing and the blah, 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 you do something. That's how. Okay? That's how. Or they'll show me the chart and they'll say, hey, put this here and put that there. That's how. I want to know why. And I struggled early on. I struggled early on because people couldn't tell me why. Okay, yeah, you told me that's how we do it, but you didn't tell me why we did it. Why are we doing it like that? Why is this the case? What is this thing in the first place? The what? What is it? Most people didn't know. What they know is their strategy. That's important. It's an important piece of this. It is. To me, all of it is important. No one piece is better than the other. They're all important pieces. But what I found is some people are so stuck on one piece that they're looking at a puzzle like this that's really like this. So let's talk about the what first. What is this thing? I'm finna go back. Let me get this other screen up. I got a lot of stuff up, a lot of different. Let me go here. I'm looking for something specific. I'm looking for this. Are you ready to take notes? I'm ready to work. Are you ready to take notes? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Are you ready to take notes? Because now I'm switching lanes. I'm about to switch the gear on you. Okay. Perfect. There's a lot of writing coming real quick. Okay. There's a lot of writing coming. So go with me. In order to lay a foundation for why Forex matters so much to me, I think it's important that you understand why Forex is important at all. And in order for me to do that, I like to start by talking about the four capital markets. Some people would just take you to a chart. I think there's things you need to know outside of the chart that will help them make a chart make sense. And one of those things is how the Forex market what is this Forex market in relation to all of the markets and why do they matter? Now, there are four capital markets. We have the bond market, the equities market, the commodities market, and the foreign exchange market. And the first time I heard about a bond market, I thought it was something so elaborate. I really did. Like when you hear bond, And equities, like, don't that seem like some mystical thing somewhere? Like, let me know in the chat. Like, when I heard it the first time, I didn't know, and I had graduated college. Like, I had made it through college. I didn't know what they were talking about. So y'all can act like y'all can act like y'all got it all together if y'all want to, but y'all will be fooling y'allself. You ain't gotta fool me. The bond market is the largest market in the world. The largest market in the world. The bond market is the largest market in the world because it is the debt market. Everybody type debt in the chat. It's the debt market. It's the debt market. Okay? And so you know, they're like, we're gonna do bonds, we're gonna issue bonds. What is a bond? A bond is nothing but an IOU. Write that in your notes. Write it in your notes. It's just an IOU. That's all. I know that's so super complex. Like, that's like way out there, right? Like, it's just an IOU. Somebody says, hey, I want to issue a bond because I want to build a park. And you say, I got some money to invest. And they say, okay, give me your money, and I'm going to pay you back with some interest. And I'm going to build my park. Was that hard? Let me know in the chat. Is that hard? It's just an IOU. That's all it is. That's all it is. And we've issued a lot of those. We're in as you can see from this debt clock, we're in a lot of debt. Okay? We're in a lot of debt. That's the first market. Okay? The first market. The second market is the equities market. Equities market. Okay? Equities. Now, that's another word. I was like, what is equities? It's the stock market. All equities mean is company ownership. That's all it means. When you own a stock, you own a piece of that company. It might be a small piece, but it's company ownership. That's it. That's all. There's nothing else. That's it. I promise there's no other explanation of it. That's all it is. When you buy a stock, you literally have purchased that company. You have purchased a very small piece of that company. It's the same as a share. Exactly. You now own a piece of Nike. You get Nike stock, you own Nike. You get Walmart stock, you own Walmart. You are an owner. You own Walmart. You don't own a lot. You own as much as you buy, but you do own it. Does that make sense, everybody? Let me know if you're still with me, because I'm about to move quick. You're going to have to go with me. See, when it's simple, when it's simple and not up here, you can get it. See, I'm teaching you that you could actually learn if you got the right voices. Okay? The third market is the commodities market. The commodities market is the only market that has real physical goods, real stuff: coffee, sugar, gold, wheat, soybeans. It's the only market. All the other stuff is paper. A bond is a piece of paper. A piece of stock is a stock certificate. It's a piece of paper. The only thing that has something real, physical in it is the commodities market. Tangible, real, physical, tangible goods. Okay? And then finally, the foreign exchange, which is nothing but the currency market. It's the money market. That's it. It's the money market. Now, here's the thing that most people do not know. Most people don't know this. But did you know that money is considered a commodity? Did you know money was considered a commodity? Money is considered a commodity. It's considered the same thing like corn and soybeans. It's a commodity. So when I say I'm a commodity trading advisor, a commodity, that includes currency. Does that make sense, everybody? Does that make sense? I'll make sure we're all on the same page. We're tracking. Everybody tracking? Okay, cool. Cool. Those are 4 capital markets. Now, why is it important that we know all 4 of them? Because one of the things that I need people to know is the foreign exchange market is key to all markets. It's literally the key to all markets. Why? Because in order for you to get to one market to the next, you have to go through cash. You got to go through cash. You cannot take your Apple certificate and go buy gold. You got to sell your Apple certificate, get some cash, use the cash to go buy the gold. Does that make sense, everybody? If you want to buy the bond, you can't take your interest in the commodity and go buy the bond. You got to sell the commodity, back the cash, take the cash, and go buy the bond. This is why it's the most liquid market in the world, because the Forex market literally acts as an international highway. Everything got to come through the airport. Even you, when you're flying and you're going from one country to the next, you got to exchange your currency for the other currency. You've just added volume to the foreign exchange market. When a company has to build buildings and get infrastructure in another company, they have to interact with the foreign exchange market. When governments are trying to balance their books, they have to interact with the foreign exchange market. When the hedge funds and the big banks are transacting business and trading, they have to interact with the foreign exchange market. If that's true, can you understand now how the market itself is so big and so liquid? Let me know in the chat. Do you get it? Does that make sense? Why it's so large? Like, why it's so big? And if it is so big, why is such a massive opportunity for you and me? I don't know about you. I don't need 6.6 trillion. Now, will I take it? Let me think about that. Will I take it? Absolutely, I'll take it. I mean, I don't know what I'd do with it. I don't even know where I would put it. I don't even know where I put it. Okay? I don't know where I put it. But yeah, I take it. Okay? But here's the problem. Let me switch to something else. Everybody tracking? Everybody good so far? Hope I ain't boring you yet, Emma. I'm trying to give you my best. I need, we got a lot of new people on the call. I need to cover because I am not the guy that's gonna sit here and just give you roses. Oh my God, that's the greatest thing since sliced bread. That's a lie. It can be. It can be. It could be the best thing that ever happened to you. But I will tell you this market has ruined people's lives. Yeah. See, now you know it's not a sales call. If the Zoom go off, I didn't cut it off. I don't know who cut it off, but it wasn't me. The light flashed, the Zoom went off, it wasn't me.
Not me. I'm going to keep it going. It's not me either, Courtney.
All right, well,
I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
All right, cool. So with that being said, let's talk about the other side of this. It's important, especially for my new people. I'm gonna write a number on here. This number and I didn't get a degree in handwriting, so don't talk about me either. First of all, do you agree that 90% of anything is a lot? Yes or no? Real quick. 90% of anything is a lot, right? Okay, cool. Just checking. And I just want you to know that's 90, like not some stick figure. 90% of traders lose 90% of their capital in the first 90 days of trading. Now, people say, Courtney, like I used to, Courtney, why in the world would you tell people that? And we try to get them in the school. I say, I tell people that because I need them to know why they need to go to school. 90% of traders lose 90% of their capital in the first 90 days of trading. There's a lot of new people on here. Whole lot of y'all, before you met me or came to a call like this, was on your way to feeding that number. Would you agree? A lot of you, before you came to a call like this, was on your way to give your money away to somebody that didn't need it more than you did. People fail for lack of understanding. People fail for lack of knowledge. They don't know what they don't know. And most of these people in this 90% just don't know. They just don't know. They don't even know what I just showed you. They have no idea. They're running to a class. They're hopping on a chart. They're funding their account and they're losing their money. You know how I know? Because I did it. I'm not telling you hypotheticals. I'm telling you the life I lived when I started this. I went through the academy. By day 4 or 5, I was demoing. By day 5 or 6, I thought it was God's gift to trading. Literally, I could never lose. I can never lose. It was the best thing ever happened. I told my wife, give me the rest of the real money so I can put the real money in the account so I can turn this, just like I did with this funny money. I'm going to take this real money and I'm going to turn it into millions of dollars and you're going to quit your job tomorrow. And guess what? I lost all of it the first day. All of it. Gone. I've watched this market decimate people's lives. For my people that's been trading for some time, we got some new people on here. Please tell them I'm not just a crazy big black guy in a black shirt. Please let them know that you know people that know people, and I believe maybe it was you too. Let them know in the chat because they're hearing from me, but they're just meeting me. So if you've been there before, just this is we all sitting on the couch. We're laying on the couch together. We all laying on the couch together. Why do I say this? Why in the world would I say this? Because I truly believe that if I could warn you, maybe, just maybe, you'll do something different to get something different that me and my other trading friends that's been around for a long time was not able to get in the beginning because we did not know. I want you to know. I want you to know how bad it was. I want you to know what it feels like to almost lose your marriage because of this trading stuff. I know people have lost their businesses, lost their life savings. I need you to know you can decimate it. Really, really, your finance can be decimated really quick if you do this the wrong way. Because here's the trick. We showed you Omni. Omni's beautiful. It builds in a lot of protections for you. Whole lot of protections. But guess what? If you go into Omni and you set your risk to 100%, which means you're going to trade it all, does the technology matter? Yes or no in the chat? If you go in there and you over leverage and put too much money in each trade, does it even matter? We got the technology. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. I think it will be a sad day where you get access to all of these tools that we've worked years on. You get access to finally probably some of the best education that you can get your hands on to actually get the knowledge you've been searching for. And you are the reason it's messed up. That will be sad. Because the one thing I can tell you, the biggest thing in trading that you will struggle with the most, it won't be the markets. It won't be your broker. It won't even be how much money you got or don't have to trade. Those won't be your biggest problems. The biggest problem that you're going to have in your journey is you. People come to me and they say, Courtney, how long is it going to take me to learn? Hey, Courtney, how long is it going to take me to earn so much money, this amount of money? Hey, Courtney, how long is it going to take me to do X, Y, and Z? And then I say, well, how long is it going to take you to be patient? How long will it take you to be disciplined? How long would it take you to get organized? How long would it take you to be focused? How long would it take you to finish the trading plan that you've been working on for 5 years? How long, when will you start journaling because you supposed to start journaling 3 years ago? When? You ask me when, I'm asking you when. Because here's the key, right? We've helped build bridges between this 10% and this 90%. And the last time I checked, anything in the 10% is not average. It's extraordinary. All right. So we've built tools and technology to help bridge the gap between you being here and potentially being here. We bridge the gap. But here's the problem. Here is the problem. The ultimate issue I have. I don't sell feet. I don't sell feet. I don't have feet for sale. I can't do no walking for you. None. You got to pick your feet up and you got to put your feet one step in front of the other, and you have to walk this path and journey, whichever path you choose. I ain't got no feet for you. I can't do no work for you. I can't sit and learn for you. I can't make sure when you go into the app, if you get the technology, that you're going to actually use it the way it was designed to be used and not abuse it. One of the biggest issues that I'm working on restoring in all of this is a level and sense of personal responsibility. For some reason, we've allowed somebody somewhere to absolve us of our personal responsibility. We felt like and feel like for some reason that everybody's going to do it for me and I don't have to do anything. And for some reason, y'all have bought into that lie. I need you to be present and active in your own rescue. I got tired of turning on the TV and not knowing what they were talking about. I wanted to know. I didn't want to just change the channel because they were talking big words and talking about the bond market and, rotating sectors. No, I want to know what they're talking about. Why are they talking about that? What that mean? And how does that apply to me? I got tired of being financially illiterate. As a lawyer, I didn't even know what an interest rate was. It was only until I started looking into markets that I figured out what an interest rate was. I didn't even know. I was so ashamed. It's not an indictment on you. It's an indictment on a system. Somebody didn't tell you. Somebody didn't show you. That's not your fault. That's not your fault. That wasn't my fault. I was a straight A student. I know it wasn't my fault. Because if they would have taught it to me, if they'd have showed it to me, I would have learned it. Just like I showed you tonight. I showed you some things tonight and you learned it. And you'll take it with you wherever you go. You'll always know it. Does that mean you can go dominate the markets tomorrow? No. But I tell you one thing, they won't be able to say certain things around you no more without you knowing. You have to be responsible for your own education. You have to take this stuff seriously because generational wealth is real, but for some reason it's only real in certain communities. Because we're not doing the things we should be doing to really get there. And that's one of the reasons we're bringing this technology as a partnership to VYB because of the ecosystem. We believe it's another tool to add to the ecosystem to help empower the ecosystem. Do you feel the same way? Let me know in the chat. Do you feel the same way? Okay. For some of you, this will be the last time you see my face. And for some of you, this will be the last time you hear my voice on a call like this. Not because I won't be on calls like this, but you will leave the call. You will take the knowledge and information. You will decide to go a different direction. No problem. There's nothing wrong with that. Here's what I want to tell you. Always be in search of the why, not just the how. Spend the time to get literate in whatever area you decide to go into, because this is a area. Forex is a area. It's not the end all be all. I'm just not that elitist. I'm not that elitist to believe that the thing I do is the thing everybody should be doing. I don't believe that. We've created tools for people that don't want to do it. But there is a place for you somewhere, even if it's not this. There might be a place in the Vibe ecosystem for you, even if it's not this. But never cancel yourself out, ever, because something is new. Give yourself the same chance everybody else is going to give themselves, and give yourself grace along the journey, because it is a journey. It takes time. Everything that's worth it takes time. I am not the Courtney Logan Esquire CTA overnight. It's taken a lot of years to become who I am. It's taken a lot of years of teaching to teach the way I teach, to have the level of understanding I have. It's taken a lot of losses in order to be who I am. Nobody sees the losses. Everybody sees the guy that shows up, that has it all together, and don't understand that the only reason it's together is because we patch together a lot of broken pieces. This is life for me. That's not, that's not a green screen behind me. This is life for me. Like this is my real office. That's my real computer over there. That's my real computer over there. This is life for me. Does that mean it has to be life for you? No, it doesn't. Can it be something that supplements your income? Absolutely. It could. It could. It could. Are you willing to do what it takes, whatever that takes, in order to become who you need to be in order for that to happen? Real quick, last question. I'm going to go. Real question. Liz, one last thing. How many of you on this call, I want you to put a number 1 in the chat. Okay. Number 1 in the chat. How many of you on this call want to look at a chart and you want to make your own independent trading decisions? Number 1 in the chat. You want to look at a chart. You want to say, you know what? That looks like an opportunity. And I want to be able to do that without any aids, without any devices, without any other traders. I want to be the trader. I want to be the guy on the screen one day teaching somebody. I want to take the information. I want to gather it. I want to put it together. I want to get it down so I can teach my family and my friends this information. If that's you, type of 1 in the chat. 1 in the chat. Okay. Okay. My mom, she died in 2019. And I started this before that. She would watch me on these calls, teaching people, doing my thing. And she would always tell me, she'd say, hey, listen, I don't want to learn. My mom was raw. I don't want to learn. Just tell me when you figure it out where I ain't got to learn and I can make some money. That's what my mama used to tell me. All right. That's what she that's what she said. She's like, I don't want to learn. I'm not going to learn. I'm not going to learn. I don't want to learn. I just want to put money somewhere to do something. I said, okay, mom. I never figured that out. At least not in time. What we figured out with Steve is some technology that potentially will allow a version of that to happen. My mom would be proud, and I think she would be a customer of Steve's. So my number 2 people are those people that say, Courtney, listen, maybe I'll learn one day, but I'm busy. I got another business. I got another project. I got a lot of stuff going on. And I'll tell you, when I first started doing this, I was a purist. What I mean by that was I felt like if you want to learn, you can do this. And that's fundamentally false, because people have financial advisors and they never touch their portfolios. They have professionals that help them do that, right? So we're my number 2 people that says, hey, listen, I hear you, bro, but maybe it's just not my season to learn yet. I want to learn. I just don't have the time. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna spend the time it's gonna take to look at them charts and to read them books. I'm not gonna do it. Where my number 2 people at? This is an open, honest conversation. Like there's no judgment here. There's no judgment, because everybody's in different phases. And I believe in seasons of life. We all have seasons. And just because you're in one season today does not mean that thing won't shift one day where now you got an extra 10 hours a week where you can actually sit down and learn. Where my number 2 people at? Really quick in the chat. No judgment. I'm just asking a question. I'm trying to see where you are. Okay. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. And then there's my number 3 people. I see number 2 people. There's my number 3 people. And what I find is a lot of people, once they hear number 3, they switch their answer. All right. So if you're switching, I want you to type switched in the chat. All right. My number 3 people says, hey, listen, Courtney, I want to learn. I do want to spend the time. I know it's going to take me some time. And I do want to learn. I want to spend the time it takes to learn. But is there a way while I'm learning, right, that I could potentially supplement my income while I'm learning? Oh, okay. I figured. Okay. I think Vibe has that opportunity for you, especially with Omni. Omni gives you that opportunity. It's going to allow you to leverage real traders. I saw somebody's like, "Do you got AI trading?" We ain't got no AI trading. We're real traders that's going to be trading, that you'll be able to help, be able to aid and assist you with real-time trades in a very compliant manner. All right. I told you Omni is a commodity trading advisor. I'm a commodity trading advisor. All right. Um, I am so grateful to the over 400 of you, 430 people, 428 people that have stuck it out with me tonight. Hopefully, did this help you? Type some dollar signs in the chat. Did this help you? I just, I want to make sure I ain't wasting nobody's time. I don't show up to waste people's time. I don't. I swear I don't. There's so many other things I could be doing with my time, and there's so many other things you could be doing with your time. I think the greatest, we talked about all these asset classes, and I think there's a fifth one that's really the first one. The greatest asset you'll ever have is your time. That's all we got. Like, the most valuable thing you got is your time. Where you spend that time is very important. The choices you make about your time are very, very, very important. Very important. So I appreciate it that you've decided to spend some time with me, regardless of what you decide to do or not to do. But I believe with a lot of conviction that this is potentially a pathway to ensure that you're not in that 90% category of people that's consistently losing if you're interested in markets. I know the director of education here. I'm very, very proud of her. And you're going to get a chance to meet her, I believe, next week. There's a lot of value that's coming your way. And I feel very confident that you are in great hands here with the Omni, with my team in Omni and with Megan's team over at Vibe. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for being with me this evening. I really, really do appreciate it. I do not take it for granted. And I look forward to hopefully getting an invite back to maybe doing a boot camp or something, you know, if y'all not mad at me. So Megan, I'll give it over to you.
I got to clap for that one. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Go ahead and give some love in the chat for Mr. Courtney Logan Esquire. And also Steve takes time out of his day. And when you guys get a chance to see Courtney or get a chance to see Steve and some of our other educators at the conventions, you know, approach them and take a couple pictures, of course, but really, truly give them some love because, you know, we don't have to spend years and years and years. We can really condense our frame and really learn this information for people who have been there, done that, have the, you know, certificates to prove it. So Courtney, we are so very grateful to have Omni, to have you and Steve bring Omni into Vibe. Someone asked Courtney in the chat, they said, man, I really need to learn this. Where can I learn? Well, you know, some of the best traders, educators are over here in Vibe, and most of them you have coached or trained, and even if you didn't coach them directly, they've been following you for years, right? Anybody who's somebody in the trading space, they know your name, and I know you're going to be, you know, humble, but you know, I knew your name before I knew who you were. You know, your reputation precedes you. You've been in this industry for a long time, and it just really truly gives Vibe credibility knowing that these types of partnerships are coming about. So I just want to say thank you. I can't wait to have you back. You can come back whenever you want.
Perfect.
I'm excited about the boot camps. I'm excited, so is Reagan and Andre, to roll out Vibe here shortly, roll out the app. I've seen a lot of apps out there, never seen an app like this one, right? Never seen an app like this one. And the fact that it's the compliant one, it makes all the difference because here at Vibe, everybody, we are crossing T's, dotting I's. We are making sure that we are bringing you the best of the best and at a fraction of the price. So we're going to be able to get educated with Forex and crypto and sports betting in the Pro and the Legend membership, right? In the Pro and the Legend membership. We also have direct sales. So we are going to be able to forever be adding great partnerships, not just products, guys. We're going to be forever adding great partnerships to this particular ecosystem. We are not gatekeepers. Who we know is who you're going to know. So, Courtney, I want to say thank you. Reagan and Andre, thank you for your blood, sweat, and tears. Tony, thank you. Javian, thank you for your blood, sweat, and tears. And for all of you guys, to be honest, and it's not cliche, we are really nothing without you. We just have a lot of knowledge and no one to share it with. So we don't take it lightly that you've stuck around this long, and we are getting ready to officially launch Vibe in a couple days. You guys are going to get an update coming up on when our flexible payment option is rolling out. We have beta tested it. It's in the testing phase, and it might be in 24 hours or 48 hours. And then we are going to unlock the entire ecosystem. So please, guys, listen, make sure that when that flexible payment option opens up, if you have not chosen your membership and you want to get educated, you want to be able to utilize the ecosystem and earn from the ecosystem, that you are active when that deadline date or before that deadline date comes. When is that coming? I promise you guys, we will let you know. You know that when the flexible payment option rolls out, you're going to have roughly about 72 hours or so to make sure that you choose your membership if that's what you choose to do. Also, make sure that for those of you guys who are deciding that you want to monetize the ecosystem, you should be creating right now. You should be sketching designs on a napkin. You should be, allowing your mind to run all over the place. You should be creating content like Jerome. I use him as an example, or Johnny, or Jay, or you should be doing these things right now in preparation for the ecosystem opening up in less than a week. I know we said that before, but listen, once those flexible payment options open up to the world, you know that we are just moments away. Just moments away. So please, please be ready for that. Hustle and build. Everybody type that in the chat. What can you be doing right now? Go over your notes that you've learned throughout this week. We have brought in the best of the best. Take your notes from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday to Friday and really truly digest those notes that you've been taking, and hustle and build. Listen, you want to refer, if that's what you choose to do, as many free guests as possible. You want your people to be time stamped as close to you as possible. It's the check match. It's a cha-ching. You don't have time to be waiting. You have time just to be, type this last word in the chat, working, right? Faith without works is dead. It's not something that we just say because it sounds good and everybody repeats it from the word. It's the truth. You got to put some work. Courtney put his work in. Steve, Reagan, Dre, they put their work in. I don't know what your work is, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe your work is just on you right now, on your mental right now, on getting negative Neds and negative Nancys out of your life right now so that you can make room for the overflow. You can make room for it, right? Sometimes you just got to get some things off your plate so you can make room. So guys, we will see you back here. Monday is Memorial Day. I'm still going to hop on at 1 o'clock and at 8 p.m. Eastern. We are actually going to bring in even more educators next week. We're going to bring in the young moguls, YUNG, your unstoppable next generation. So if you have some young folks, I'll let you know when they can be on. We'll probably keep the call to 15 minutes for them. But I'm excited, guys. Relax, but don't forget that the only way that you could not win, right, is if you stop working, if you stop moving. So thank you guys so much. Peace and blessings. And we'll see each and every one of you guys at the top. We'll also upload this recording. You can get it on our Vibe YouTube channel, and we'll also post it inside of the Telegram. So make sure that you are inside of there. All right. Peace and blessings.